It's time for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris at Slumberland Furniture. From Slumberland Furniture in Osage Beach, here are your hosts, William Holtz and Chris Schneider.
The wait is officially over. You could quit sitting on pins and needles. I know you've been waiting for this week's cup of coffee with Wild Will and Uncle Chris right here from Slumberland at the lake, and we've got a good one for you. Uncle Chris, you ready for today's show?
Oh yeah, let's rock and roll, baby.
All right, first we got some big time events coming up this weekend. We'll tell you about that, plus bear and elk season. We told you last year, first annual black bear hunting season in the state of Missouri. Well, guess what? It's time to put in your request for your permit, and that is open. We'll tell you all about that, as well as elk. Did you know you could hunt elk in Missouri?
You know, I didn't even know we had elk in Missouri.
That makes two of us.
Wow.
So we'll tell you about that. Also, pretty cool award from one of our friends in California, Missouri, plus the St. Louis Blues get off to a scorching start to the NHL postseason. That and a whole lot more, but before we can dig in and tell you about that, we have to hear from our good friends right here at Slumberland.
Hi everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We want to thank everybody that made our Friends and Family sale last weekend such a huge success. And as everyone knows, retail never sleeps. It's on to the next sale. What's coming up next week? We're getting a kickoff to summer sale. We're getting a huge tent, lots of big sales. We're going to blow out some furniture. So come see us at Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
All right, so last week we told you we weren't sure if the Bagnell Dam Bridge, or the bridge that goes over the dam, would be open in time for Magic Dragon Car Show this weekend. Well, guess what? We were wrong. It's open, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, well, there was even some question if it was ever going to reopen, right? It is open, but there is, it's a time limit on this thing. It's going to be done in about 15, 20 years, gone for good. But it's back for now. Perfect timing for Magic Dragon coming up this weekend. It actually opened on Wednesday, April 27th, a little bit before we were expecting it to.
The day our show debuted last week after I said it was never going to reopen. But no, it's open and business is back to normal down there in Lake Ozarks.
I tell you what, those businesses are happy that sucker's back open.
100%.
So MoDOT engineers, they found more severe damage to the bridge. It's not the dam, it's a bridge on top of the dam. It's a different structure, basically. So that's what took it longer. Remember, this bridge was built in 1929, so it's pretty old. The bridge also brings some restrictions now, right? Some new restrictions. Heavier loads, they've got to be cut down. The bridge now has an 18-ton weight restriction.
So you and I couldn't go on a stroll walking across the bridge at the same time.
Until my next diet, I can't go across that bridge, man.
So the important thing is it is open. We are ready for business this summer. So that is a big relief to those business owners and a lot of people that use that route on their commute. I know I used to when we lived in Eldon, and boy, that would have made it difficult going all the way around. So no more, it's open, and we are ready for the season. All right, so another season right around the corner, and actually you can apply for your permits right now. Bear and elk season set for 2022. So the Missouri Department of Conservation is going to offer 5 permits to hunt bull elk in Missouri this fall, with at least 1 permit designated for qualifying area landowners. Now, we told you last year, first annual black bear season, and the way they're broken down into bear management zones and the quotas and how many permits. So only Missouri residents who will be at least 11 years of age by the first day of the hunt, which they are applying, are eligible to apply for elk and bear permits during the application period. Open now, May 1st through the 31st. All permits will be assigned through a random drawing. The Conservation Commission gave final approval to both elk and bear recommendations from MDC on its open meeting on the 25th of March. Now, for elk hunting, it's a 9-day archery period from October 15th through the 23rd, and then a 9-day firearms portion running 10th through the 18th. Now, there's a $10 application fee for elk permit. Those who are eligible to buy a permit at cost of $50 after that application fee. So pretty cool. And then, of course, bear hunting last year was pretty awesome. First ever black bear hunting season. I didn't even know they were ever going to get to that point. And then in the second year, now I got elk hunting. Boy, I need to learn about Missouri conservation.
Yeah, I've hunted elk in the mountains of Wyoming before.
Wait, you hunt?
I have hunted. I haven't hunted for a while.
I don't take you to be the outdoorsy hunt
I'm
type.
like Elmer Fudd, man.
Yeah. I don't see Uncle Chris with the patience to sit in a stand and wait.
Well, we usually hunted by playing poker, and then we'd look out the window.
There you go.
That was our hunting. But so I didn't even know they had elk in Missouri, but apparently they do. So it's bull elk hunting. Can't be shooting the females, apparently. Got to be shooting the males. And here's a trivia question for you. How many black bears do you think that there are in Missouri?
875.
Well, close. An estimated 800 black bears in the state of Missouri. Isn't that cool? I mean, I figured there'd be more than that just because about 800 showed up in Camdenton last spring. Remember that when they had those bears on? But that's, an estimated 800 black bears in the state of Missouri. So.
And they are looking at eliminating or having 5% of those harvested. 40 is the amount broken down in the 3 bear management zones. The different quota as far as issued, and then the harvest quota equals 40. Hunting hours will be a half hour before sunrise to a half hour after sunset. There's a lot of information. You can go to the Missouri Department of Conservation's website under bear hunting or buy permits and find that prompt on their website. Also, there's a webcast coming with bear season right around the corner. May 11th from noon to 1. Maybe you're out there with bear season and you're curious. Well, the Missouri Conservation is hosting a webinar for you. The Department of Conservation is hosting the online wild webcast called Be Bear Aware.
Right.
Missouri is bear country. And that, again, starts Wednesday, May 11th. Now, you can register in advance. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything by going to the Missouri Department of Conservation's website and following the prompts. Nate Bowersock, who is the black bear biologist for the MDC. I didn't know we had a black bear biologist.
No, me neither.
All these positions will be leading that. And like you said, there's an estimated 800 black bears wild in Missouri, and as spring gets underway, these mammals leave their winter dens in search of food, so you may start to see them out and about. And you remember, what was it, about a year ago, we were the experts on what to do if you encounter a bear? Told you all the wrong things to do.
Don't listen to us.
Do not listen to us, but an exciting season. And boy, I'll tell you, between the fishing and the hunting, that gets a lot of the outdoors men and women here in Missouri excited, but I never did get into hunting.
So it's a lot of it, I think, depends on your family, if it's a tradition and where you live and all that stuff. I like the name of that, Be Bear Aware, for that. You know, they should have named it, though, Bear Necessities. I think.
It might have been a little too cliche. All right, so as we look ahead, Uncle Chris, we started about a year ago, pretty cool new series called Wild Will and Uncle Chris Taste the Lake, and this weekend we got out, and I am still full from the great experience we had at Captain Ron's in Sunrise Beach, of course, home of the annual Lake of the Ozarks shootout. But Chris, we had a pretty good time out there, didn't we?
Oh man, we had a great time. I had the shrimp roll.
Crab roll.
Crab roll. Oh,
yeah, that's brand new.
That thing was great
this year, and you see it there. You had the crab roll, which not my thing, but you said was incredible. Michelle really liked. I had the Cajun blackened grouper with sugar snap peas and Caesar side salad. Of course, that's after we started with the handmade in-house crab legumes, and man, we ate good.
Yeah.
We drank good. What a meal.
Oh, that was great. And like you said, the drinks, man, I had some fruity drink, and that was really good,
you
baby.
had their signature pain in the ass times like 2 or 3 or 4, the floater in it, and boy, you were feeling good. You weren't feeling a whole lot of anything, and Sing Your Heart Out was a blast. It was a busy day at Ron's, but you got to start to see some of the changes they've made. They got new management this year. They've got additional menu items. You talked about the crab roll, scallops, beef tenderloin, and the best frozen drinks on the water. I mean, you can attest to that firsthand with that pain in the ass and floater. But they've got a dirty banana. They've got a rum runner that's out of this world. And Captain Ron's is the place to be this summer. Not only are they home of the annual Lake of the Ozarks shootout, they've also got Aquapalooza on July 16th this year, and they're family friendly, from everything from jump houses to beach volleyball to the playground, swim up beach, and then they serve their kids meals on Frisbees. So after you eat, you can go on the beach and throw that around. Captain Ron's truly is a great destination if you're ready to get out there.
Yeah, and they not only have great things like we were just talking about, but they also have great salads. I mean, a lot of times I go to Captain Ron's and I'm having their Caesar salad. That is a great salad. So they've got something for everybody out there.
And by land, it is in Sunrise Beach off Aloha Lane. By water, 34.5-mile marker. You had the crab roll. I was going to mention, we had Annie for our waitress. She was awesome.
Yeah.
Rory, Riley, John, Alexa, Alexis, on and on. The staff there is phenomenal. They open at 11 o'clock right now, Wednesday through Sunday, but getting ready to be 7 days a week, starting May 16th at 11. And like we said, all kinds of events, and then get ready for this summer. Beachside church services on Sundays at 10 a.m. So pretty awesome. We highly recommend you go by and see Captain Ron's in Sunrise Beach. And when you do, make sure that Uncle Chris and Wild Will tell them that we sent you guys and have a great time. Now, as we close the book on this version of Taste the Lake, we've been to Ron's many a times. It was great to go try something different. And although we go there all the time, a couple of things to keep in mind keep your eyes open for, Chris. Mother's Day brunch coming on Sunday for Mother's Day. Then on the 14th, which is like now getting ready to happen, Pirate Fest. It's gonna be awesome. 3 entertainers. Yeah. What is, you love trivia, so I'll ask you this.
Okay.
What is a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet?
It's R.
No, it's P, pirate. Come on.
Oh, R.
Yeah, I knew you would say that. So Mother's Day brunch, Pirate Fest, and then of course on the 22nd of May, Sing Your Heart Out season finale. That's going to be awesome.
Can't wait for that, yeah.
Another great week. Actually had a sing-off. First time this season we've had a sing-off Sunday night. And then June 6th, Monday, June 6th, DJ Kyle Miller and I will hop behind the bar. He'll trade in his DJ equipment. I'll trade in my cup of coffee. And we will be raising tip money for Wonderland Camp. Going to be a fun night. Hopefully we'll see you and Michelle out there, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Can you make drinks?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you grew up kind of in the restaurant business, so you kind of know how to. I'm not sure DJ Kyle knows how to make anything.
And I'm not so sure that pulling the handle on a frozen drink and sticking a shooter in there for you is gonna be too hard.
That
right?
should be pretty. You should be able to handle that.
I got that. So mark your calendars. Monday, June 6th. That'll be from 5 to 9. We'll have the Nobodies out there under the tent playing. So that should be a phenomenal night. And why we're talking about restaurants and we're all getting excited about this summer, and one of our favorite things to do, I know you and Michelle love, is getting to go try the different places, not just on the water, but some of the places off the beaten path.
So many great places around here.
Yeah, and it gets easy when you're out and about. Sometimes you're in a hurry to forget. So a reminder for all you guys this summer, while you're out and about, just remember when you're there, you don't really go to a restaurant because you want great food and great service. Because to be honest, if all you are after is great food and great service, you'd probably stay at home, you'd cook it exactly how you liked it, and you'd serve yourself because you couldn't really mess that up, right? So be mindful this summer, Chris. When you go somewhere, think about the fact that we are so fortunate enough to go to a place and have somebody else not only prepare our food, bring it to us, clean up after us, and then, so just remember that. I hear people say that nasty remarks like, they think they're being funny, but they're not. Don't ever be the person that says, well, I'm the person tipping you. I mean, that's just ignorant. Listen, when you go somewhere, regardless of service, regardless of food, be kind. Represent who you are. When we go out to eat, here is kind of the industry standard for those of you who struggle to know the percentages. You go somewhere and you get mediocre to poor service, 15% is the absolute least amount of money you should tip. Let's say you get pretty good service, 20%. Now, heaven forbid you should get wonderful service and the waitress, the bartender is kind and personable, 25% percent is not uncommon. Just remember that, because when you go out, I don't really care if the food's great. I like the fact that I don't have to cook it. I don't have to clean up after myself. And with grocery prices up, I mean, you can almost save money eating out. But my point is, Chris, don't go somewhere and ruin somebody else's day, because we like to focus on ourselves. Most of the time when you go somewhere and your server might be a little cranky, or they overcook your steak, or they get your order wrong, well, guess what? Your waitress probably has a sick kid at home. She might be having relationship problems. Your male bartender may have his significant other at home sick and they can't pay their hospitals. Whatever it is, people have a lot going on in 2022. And when you go in and you get waited on or you get served, remember, you can actually be a positive in that person's day, regardless of what you get out of it. And isn't that what we're all here for anyway?
You know, and it's so much of it, because I'm guilty of doing the wrong thing in the past. You know, I mean, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I'm very driven. And so I've made the mistake of doing exactly what you're saying, and, you know, not treating them well. And a lot of it's a mindset, like you said, going in is, you know, before you go out, before you go do this, just go at it with a mindset of, I'm just going to have a good time. We're going to get out. We're going to enjoy this. We're not going to, especially these days with the shortage of workers and the crush of people coming to the lake. Everywhere you go, you're probably going to have to wait. There's going to be a lot of people. Servers are going to be overworked and cooks are going to be over. So it's not going to be a perfect experience. Just go in knowing, hey, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax. I'm going to enjoy this and not let it, let it get the best of you, basically.
And when I look at the people that do life and live life the way that I aspire to, you know, I can never recall one of those individuals being crude, inconsiderate when they're at a restaurant. I mean, that's really just 101 when it comes to being decent, is understanding what people are going through, and you're not really there to get. We go in with the expectation, I want a great meal, I want great service. What if we flip that around and say, I'm going in there today, like you said, to have a good time. Maybe my server, maybe my bartender, maybe the shift lead may need something that you have to offer when you go in there. So reverse that mindset. It's not all about us. It's not all about me.
Well, and if you've ever tried to wait tables, which I have tried, and I've been bad at it, right? I mean, I'm not, you're great at it because you love people, you like to chat them up and get to know everybody.
Are you saying you don't love people?
I really don't, it's like, so it takes a right personality for that. It's not an easy job at all. Everything about it is hard. From recognizing the food to taking the orders to putting up with people, all of that is hard. And you have to really respect people who can do it and do it well, because it's a gift. And you're one of those people.
And when you do get somebody that does it well, that's when you go above and beyond. And here's a crazy fact. Guess the day of the week where the tipping is the absolute worst inside restaurants.
Saturday.
Sunday.
Really? Wonder why that is.
Sunday church folks do not represent the one they supposedly just learned from. I can speak on this. Sunday, I dealt with, over the course of 15 years in food service, the shortest, grouchiest, meanest, most entitled people who will come in from church on Sunday. God is good. My life is great. I'm going to be generous to everybody except for the people I can directly impact. Then I'm going to go into a restaurant, I'm going to complain, I'm going to tip 5% or less, and then I'm going to go out and make sure everyone saw me go to church. Listen, you're representing yourself everywhere you go. And for those of you churchgoers on Sunday, when you leave the church, that's when you have the opportunity to represent your king. And I don't think that he rips people off. He's pretty gracious.
Yeah, he is not El Cheapo, that's for sure. But also, if you do what I did the other night, like when we were at Captain Ron's, I forgot to tip my waitress, and the next day I got up and I said, I forgot to tip her. So went back the next day and tipped her. So if you forget to tip, go back and give them the money, right? Yeah. I mean, that's
hey,
living.
And before we move on, and when you're in a group of people and one person buys the bill, for instance, I always think it's important to kind of find out and make sure that that person paying, you're not paying for your own meal. So first make sure they're at least tipping that 20-25%, and then because you're fortunate and blessed enough to not have to pay for your meal, throw a little extra down. When we get into busyness and the craziness, we like to rip people off, and it's like, nope, generous and give abundantly. Or I promise it comes back around.
You could be like me and pull out your wallet and then hope the other person pays. That's always good.
This is what Chris does. He pulls out his backup wallet, which is completely empty. No plastic, no cash, nothing. And he's like, pulls it out. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go.
The moths fly out, you know. I mean,
the moral of the story,
forever.
the moral of the story is be kind when you're going out, because this summer, more than ever before, people are short-staffed, food prices are up. It's a stressful environment working in a restaurant, whether you're in the kitchen, in the dish pit, prepping, managing, bartending, and especially serving, dealing with the guests. Be kind and courteous this summer as you go out.
Well, there's an old saying, happiness is a choice. When you go out, try to go out with that mind frame, just going to go out and have a good time, you know, not going to expect perfect service, perfect food, all that stuff. Just enjoy the time. A lot of it's just a mind frame.
And if you want perfect food exactly the way you want it, then stay your butt home and cook it for yourself, and you can clean up the mess and have all that. So Lordec came out with their Lake of the Ozarks Regional Housing Study, which was an update from the previous, and boy, this was released on March 31st, over 60 pages. This document, a lot of money went into it, and the significant findings, Chris, was the total demands of housing across the lake region, and those are some big numbers that they found or they project is needed.
Yeah, they revised this and fortified this with like the 2020 census, right? So they put some new numbers in to update this, new residential construction numbers of 2017 through 2021. And what they found out, basically, their findings are the total demand for housing across the lake region includes 5,000 units over the next 5+ years. That's a big need. That's a big need. It's not a shock to any of us. And 2,500 single-family homes throughout all 4 counties that this looks at: Camden, Miller, Morgan, and what's the 4th county? Do you remember?
Laclede.
The workforce affordability housing that they've updated: 1,250 units under $200,000. A house under $250,000, a condo under $250,000, 1,250 units between $200,000 and $325,000. That's for the workforce coming in. Apartments, another 2,000 apartments needed over the next 5 years. So basically, single family, owner occupied, and rental housing is a need, multifamily apartments and other configurations a need, and seniors over 50 housing communities is a need. So very interesting study from Lordec. Not a shock to any of us. We all know there's a housing need in our area. This just kind of helps us figure out how much we do need.
Yeah, and this can be used for, you know, I only printed 4 pages of this 60+ page study, and it is pretty informative and educational, and you can reach out to us at info@mylaketv.com if you want us to send you this PDF. I also imagine that under Central Missouri's LOREC, which is the Regional Economic Development Council, by searching that and going to their website, you'd probably be able to find this. But I know a lot of money and time went into this, and the findings weren't that shocking as far as what most of us already knew down here. Anyway, when the real estate market went crazy, most people sold because why would you be renting for $700 to $800 a month if, you know, you're 300% increase over what you invested? So it created an issue, and they just confirmed that. All right, we move on. Neat individual. We've got to do a lot of fun things around high school sports over the last many years. I've been doing it almost 10 years. Hard to believe. And one of the first people I met 10 years ago, or about 9 years ago, in California, Missouri, Alan Sparky Sparks. This guy is phenomenal. He's been volunteering running the scoreboard for the California Pintos for 30 years.
Wow.
And Sparky has been recognized by the Missouri State High School Activities Association with the Distinguished Service Award. And Rick Edwards, the longtime activities director at California, posted this on Facebook, as you see there. And look at all the congratulations come in, and the reason being is because Alan is one of the nicest individuals, such an amazing ambassador for the city of California, for California School District, for the California Pintos. And no one is kinder. You get there to California, and we always love when we go to California. They are the most welcoming group of people there at Riley Field when we get there. And Alan is right there in the center of that. He really is the epitome of Pinto pride. And I know that California loves Alan, and they can celebrate Sparky. So Lake TV, we love you, buddy. Congratulations, and thanks for always being so welcoming to us here at Lake TV. We look forward to seeing you this year. 30 years, can you believe, volunteering?
No, he doesn't even look 30 years old.
No,
I can't believe he's been there for 30, but you're right. I mean, from the first day I walked into that press box there, he was smiling, he was happy. Whatever you need, just let me know. Just a great guy.
And he is very passionate. He takes that so seriously, his job there. And if you talk to any of the officials, any of the administrators of the visiting schools and teams, nothing but great things to say about Alan. And so we congratulate you, our friend Alan Sparky Sparks.
Yep.
California Pinto Pride, celebrating you today, my friend. All right, so as we look at sports, the Blues, they get off to a fast start, winning 4-0 Tuesday night. Husso in goal, his first career playoff start, he was lights out.
Yeah, he was great.
My.
Nice shutout. What a way to start. You get the shutout.
36 shots, too.
Wow, it was incredible. And it's like the Blues stepped up their game. You know, great teams can do this. And they won, they finished the regular season really hot. They won like 13 of their last 16 games, something like that.
The Wild or the Blues?
The Blues.
Both teams.
Yeah,
Wild
both were
and
hot.
the Blues were nearly unstoppable. The Wild didn't lose a game at home the final month of the season.
Wow.
And so the Blues, the first loss they've had there, David Perron, the hat trick, and all three of his goals, Chris, were off of a rebound on the left side. Unbelievable. What a start for the St. Louis Blues. I'm just happy playoff hockey's here.
Yeah.
Andrew got to watch his first playoff hockey game, and he goes, is it this intense all the time? I mean, it is a new level of intensity.
It'll get more intense as the playoffs move along.
There's nothing quite like playoff hockey, is there?
It's greatness. It's so much better than NBA. You know, I mean, I grew up loving the NBA. Now it's like that's just crap. Hockey is good. I like hockey.
So when you were in Dallas, did you covered the Stars, right?
Covered the Stars and the Mavericks and the Cowboys and the Rangers. Yeah, absolutely.
And so you remember the 1999 Brett Hull fake goal against Dominic Hasek and the Sabres.
That was great.
To win the 99 was a bad year for Buffalo fans. All right, so upcoming events this weekend. We told you Magic Dragon Street Meet Nationals is this weekend. Lake TV's coverage presented by Central Ozarks Medical Center will be live on Friday night from the Bagnell Dam Strip on our Facebook page. And then, of course, Saturday we'll be out and about doing our thing. You can see our entire coverage next week on a recap hosted by the legendary KB. And speaking of KB, it's going to be a great What's Burning this week. We have Jack, who is Mike Clayton's son. Everyone knows the legendary Mike Clayton, and he's a young entrepreneur featured in Young Guns, so I'm excited for you guys to see that. And then, of course, when we were at Ron's having our Taste the Lake, we ran into KB because he was in the kitchen cooking. And so we'll have some cool segments this week on What's Burning. Of course, the community spotlight with Uncle Chris. Man, we have had some phenomenal guests. I'm excited about the shows that we just taped yesterday, but we have a great set of guests this week.
Yeah, this week we've got the Foster family legacy at the lake. If you've been at the lake for any period of time, you've heard of Buford Foster. He passed away in 2012, but he was like one of the guys, probably the main guy behind this community growing up after the lake was built. And now his family is carrying on his tradition. Chris Foster, Dr. Dan Foster. So I get to sit down with Chris and Dan, talk about their family history here at the lake. It is so fun, so cool. You got to see that every day at 9, 3, and 7 right here on Lake TV.
And that is just to start. All kinds of big names appearing on the Lake TV Community Spotlight Show with Uncle Chris. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this week's show. Big shout out to Jill Ray, Daryl Cunningham, and their entire crew right here at Slumberland at the lake. Until next week, my friends, God bless.